And this is here at 4 West 43rd Street with the Loving Life Ministry. And as time goes on, we'll be able to say more what Loving Life Ministry is doing. There's so many activities here on every day of the week. On this here Wednesday night, we agreed to have small group and focused on growth and dialogue with leadership. And last week we had a wonderful conversation, and yet one thing I felt we could backtrack a little bit, and it's a normal thing to do in a small group, is to take a step back and do some work that we could have done last week, and that is that we introduce ourselves. Each of us say something about ourselves so we get to know each other. In a small group, we want to get to know each other, and in the 10-week session, become more really a small group. As we said before, we're individuals here that we also want to have, we want to be able to do is take the small group and take it to another level. So I'd like that you, okay, Rebecca could say something about yourself tonight.
My name is Rebecca. I'm Guatemalan. I was born over there, but I was raised here. Moved when I was around 6 years old. Right now I'm attending Gordon Medical School. I'm studying right now to be a radiologist MD. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Go ahead. John.
My name is John, and I'm originally from Colombia. I came to America in 1993, and I've been living in New York all this time. Right now, I'm trying to graduate from the Spanish and Literature in City College of New York. I'm working on my last step of my program. So I'm hoping I'll graduate this semester. And I'm hoping
work, and also you were also the Spanish Club president. So you have a lot to contribute. Each one of you are being a little bit soft tonight, but I think the people who get to know you will feel better and understand why you're here, why you came here. Okay, Alex?
Yeah, my name's Alexander Pichardo, and I'm from Northern California, and I'm here doing full-time missionary work for Loving Life Ministries, and I've been doing a year service, and I'm finishing up my year service here in New York City, which is headquarters. And after this, I'll be able to go back home, and my plan is to start my own business with the 500 Fortune company, and just move on from there. And from that, being able to contribute more to Loving Life Ministries, to the Sacramento Valley Family Church out there, and I'm just very grateful to be here, especially to be able to participate in Leadership Unplugged, to be able to learn more about leadership skills from you guys, and be able to just keep growing and expand my way of thinking of how leadership works in other people's lives as well.
You're looking at an experience and looking the behind of it. Look at the background of it. You're using your mind. We use that in kind of cognitive ability with an affective situation. Both the affect is pain that had when that experience of violence. And an interesting situation is he stands in the position of the father, whom we really want. And you were sharing, Rebecca, that you want that to be different, because you know conceptually in your mind that this person is your father. So what is it that we want the world to be different? We want our world to be different. Is that it? I mean, because most people would just say, give up, just throw in the towel, the heck, find somebody else. But what clicks something in us to switch or turn it on, turn it off?
people don't just honor. You begin with a parent, you don't show the parent.
Childhood, sometimes our childhood is very painful. So we go back and look back at childhood, just sort of, sometimes it records as a recorder. It's almost like tonight's program is being recorded. Also, our life, in a sense, has been recorded. And sometimes who holds that recording is us. It's amazing. We can be walking down the street and see somebody and have a flash of association. We associate and we see, or we could go to a movie and all of a sudden, even a tear can come from our eye, thinking, well, what's going on? There's association that we have of our own life about some experience that we had, some emotional experience.
At one time before, many times, and then you experience it again now, at a much.
So we're okay.
Yeah.
You're taking us into the tunnel of trust and relationship. Who sets the rules then? I mean, were the rules set, or did we just sort of, I'd say, just as we were going along in our relationships? It was very clear. It's very clear, sometimes clear about parent-child relationship, father-daughter relationship, father-son relationship, friendship relationship. And maybe it's not so clear because maybe we didn't go to a seminar, we didn't go to a workshop. Maybe it wasn't talked to us about in school. But somehow or other, all of a sudden we become experts or semi-experts on relationships. But who sets, do we need to all of a sudden go back and relearn the rules?
If you have somebody's trust, there's really no need to set rules.
Or let's say rules, let's say boundaries.
Boundaries.
Or parameters. Maybe the word's too harsh, right? Maybe, I don't know. Everybody here, we're all in this. I'm not running the group, we're all together running this group. So I'm just laying out, as a facilitator, I'm giving out, feeding the group. And where we go, only you will know. Okay, go ahead.
Like, trust is also knowing the person, knowing each other. So if you know the person, you really already know the boundaries, when to go too far or when to, or have you gone far enough. Trust is between two people that know each other and maybe not necessarily love each other, but respect each other. So I think that it was sometimes a mistake or sometimes you did it on purpose. Because sometimes when you have that trust, sometimes you really know the person, and just because you have trust doesn't mean you have to like that person. Maybe you learn something about them that you're like, oh, I don't know if I can really trust this person. So that's when you do to lose their trust. Sometimes it's on purpose, sometimes it's by accident.
I think when you develop a relationship, the more you have give and take with the person, the more difficult it is to recover from hurt. For example, if you have an all-time friend, your best friend, and that friend betray you, it's very difficult to let that go.
You say, I'm not going to go this way again. I'm not going to get myself hurt again. So I'm not even going to start.
I'm thinking, and this is our discussion here, we're talking about dialogue, small group leadership for the society. We're not coming together for ourselves. I mean, we invited together and we're doing this for someone out there can come in. Someone who's listening to this can benefit and we can all learn something. You follow? So this society can get different. So, because there's need for love. Now I've introduced something different in a conversation, a different issue is love. Because it's almost like a coin. What's on the other side of trust is inevitably, I think, love. Am I right or wrong? What do we, and even in fact, that's another issue. Because even in discussion in group, small group, there's no right and wrong.
When there's restrictions in relationships, because it's very limited. You could only share so much. When really you want to. I wish I could tell this person this. Can I trust this person? So I think people they want to, you know, I think they really they want
Well,
to.
let's
share
talk
so
about
much.
you. Do you want to? I mean, let's not talk about people outside.
Right.
All right. If we can we do that? Okay. So
Okay,
Alex,
so-
does Alex want to?
So yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
No, not talk about that. Talk about you.
Let's talk about me.
we got to get this language coming inside here. We talk about love. Let's go on talking about relationship. That's a touchy issue. I mean, we just.
So we're talking about love.
What'd you do on Valentine's Day?
Nothing. Just regular. I spent it with my team, people, you know, I work with, and that's pretty much it. It was just a regular day for me. I ate chocolate. I mean, I wasn't as regular, you know, Valentine chocolate. But,
Oh, you received some chocolate?
well, I mean, from the building, from the staff, you know,
Oh,
as
the
part of
building has life. I guess what do you mean the building?
as part of the lunch that they served, there was chocolate available.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so.
Gumpy said, life is a box of chocolates, right? You never know what you're gonna get.
I think love is like one of, I'm young, way young, I'm a kid. But I think love is one of the most complex things that I have been exposed to until now. Cause good thing you brought that up, cause this weekend, I was thinking about, why do I love my parents? Why do I love my mom? Why do I appreciate my mom? And it's amazing how I came up with I came up with a list. I came up with the list of why I loved her. And then I realized that I loved her because she cared about me. So it's kind of a give and take situation. You know how sometimes you have that special bond with somebody, you don't know
That's right.
why, or sometimes you meet somebody and you can just tell them something that you didn't tell somebody that's really close to you. You know, it's something, you know, unexplainable, I think. You know. Just
You're
like
doing
that.
well. Keep going. You're doing well.
You know, it's amazing. And sometimes I see Rachel, she's only 5, but there's so much innocence and so much purity in what she says. And what I think is amazing is when she says, I love you, you can see that I love you. Like, you know, those movies that you say, oh my God, they're in love, you know, but sometimes the most beautiful thing is being loved by somebody that honestly loves you, that you know is going to be there.
I just feel, even your body language, I could feel that, wow, it must have, Valentine's Day was meaningful for you. Thank you.
Couples, husband and wife, or both of them, if you don't have someone to cherish, it's hard to enjoy Valentine's Day. One thing she was saying was very interesting is how can you understand that something so complex as love. So I thought about it and I realized that love is something that can be experienced at many different levels. The love that you experience with your parents is different than the love you experience with your brothers and sisters. A relationship between a student and a teacher that's a different kind of love that you should experience in your life, and hopefully it will be a good experience for you.
I and always were all affected by the experience or the lack of experience of love, affection, trust, intimacy, joy, fun, and in family, brothers and sisters, friends, at school. And really, if it's like if one of them is weak or something there is missing, then it's like, for instance, if you ever had the experience of having a limp, then you put more weight on the other leg at school or in the playground with your friends or something. The important point is how it's a balance. We're looking for a balance many times, and that's where we see the dysfunctional part of social behavior. many times because act out because we're not getting enough. I think that, and this is a very important point that we have.
But if you're missing that love in somewhere, school or home, or with your spouse, it will be easier for you to hurt other people. So I realize many times people who have tendency to hurt other people is because they don't have that balance. There's something missing in their lives.
Sometimes.
I didn't mean to cut you off, John. Maybe you keep your thought. Can you finish? Very good. You're ready. That's very good. You're ready. I said a lot.
Sometimes I done it myself. Sometimes we give something to receive something, and I'm not gonna deny it. I've done that before. Sometimes I given I forgot what I gave, and I was expecting for my friend for later to do the same thing for me. I was like, it was for me in my head. It was like an investment.
To the parameters that we have, to some sense, for instance, you might say, children expect that mommy and daddy are going to give them food, are going to give them clothing at certain ages, to a certain age until as maturation goes along. Relationship into a society later we go along. If we transfer those same principle from parent to child into society, maybe the worker and the employee, then maybe things can get a little bit, or even with boyfriend, girlfriend, then that's when things get different. Girlfriend, then she's feeding herself. She's not giving. How dare you? You're not even offering me nothing. Do you follow what I'm saying? Has this ever happened to any of you? Where we're talking here, are we going too far? Or
because you're used to it, you're used to receiving love in a certain way, especially if you're in a relationship, you start to wonder, when is this person going to do something?
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, a baby cries, right? Wah, I want milk, I want milk. And then the mommy comes and breastfeeds the baby or gives them milk, But then as we get older, we have a different way of saying, getting attention. Maybe we act out a certain way so we can get, right? We can get a response. We call it, receive. We want a response. We want to receive. So, and if we don't get it, what do? Sometimes we get furious. We get hurt. And then we just shut down. Or we go into another thing where we look out for substitutes for love.
You're just doing it out of pure heart and pure motivation. Wow, thank you so much, And they're just so happy to receive that. But in your mind, you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to get something back too. But then you don't, and then, you start thinking, yeah, you get a little maybe frustrated or furious. This person doesn't even know. They're just thinking, wow, they're just so happy that they received, that they didn't even know that you're expecting something in return. When they fight, if they, expecting anything in return, that's the greatest, that's the best.
So maybe we really need a definition of love. I don't know. Love from the book, or is it really like the real actual practice of it, the real experience of it?
Yeah, we can talk about love forever. We can read about it all we want. But until we actually experience love, then we'll know. Then we'll really be able to understand it to the fullest.
So let's have a definition. Okay, what is our definition of love? Okay, as around table in our small group, what is your working, your living definition of love? Because many times we get into trouble because we haven't defined what we're talking about. Because they act out certain misbehavior because they're working on a certain definition of love. They define it a certain way. What is your definition of love?
Honestly,
Rebecca?
honestly,
Yes, honestly. Hello.
Hello.
Did we say we were going to be honest?
yeah. Honestly, love for me is right now it's hard to explain because I haven't experienced love. Because if you don't trust somebody, you can't love somebody. Or if you don't love somebody, you can't trust them.
And early when you began, you mentioned to earn that trust. So
Yeah, you have to earn it.
So
The way the dog plays with you and responds to you commands and he plays with you in the park.
the old story, the dog is a man's best friend.
That's right. And you need someone to be able to experience love. I did something, and that person needs to do something in return. So I think the more if you want to have a relationship with love is abandon, it's always there. You have to make sure that you always want that person to be happier than yourself. I had very difficult relationship in the past where I tried to give myself to the other person but only receive negative things.
Rejection.
Rejection and hurt. And now that I'm in a different level of relationship, I can be more grateful to the people I have.
Okay, this is a key point. In other words, you're saying another level of relationship. How did you get to that?
Because all the difficult experiences I got in the past, I try to use that as a learning opportunity.
It sort of, you use it to jump and to get another start or another level, as you mentioned. Yeah, your definition of love, real quick, was
There's so many different levels of love. Of course, my definition would be like unconditional love, being able to just give, because you sincerely want to just be nice to someone. But there's, so many different levels of love that I can't really go into right now because I've never really experienced, especially like Rebecca was saying before, love is like, you have to earn trust from that person in order to be able to really love them. Of course, there's siblings love, and then you have, brother and sister love. You have friendship love, where you love someone as your friend. And like John said, you have love towards your animals. You can receive love from your animals. And then when you're in a marriage, then you experience conjugal love, physical love, through your spouse, which is really dynamic. And then you experience parental love when you're in a family, when you actually have kids.
You're taking this, you're going through this encyclopedia.
I know.
Can you cosmically, right now, just be a little more existential and come and be with us here and now and tell us your immediate definition of love?
My immediate definition
before we
of
leave
love
tonight
is very limited, so I would just say...
We're all limited. I just want to hear from you. Go ahead. Give us a working definition of love.
I just wanting to be good to someone just because you love that person, just because you want to make that person happy.
Okay. And for me, love is giving, and love is happiness, and I feel very much as love is endless. So I want to thank each and every one of you tonight, and remember, as we close tonight, I want to thank Rebecca and John and Alex, that we share with other people. As we're unfolding the topic tonight, we were talking about respect, and we talked about love, and we're talking about trust and love. And the discussion here tonight wasn't planned. We didn't rehearse together. This is not, we're not trying to, mess up your life, anybody who's listening here, and tell you what to do, what way to do it. But as this small group unfolds, also our understanding unfolds about our understanding of the different factors about Leadership Unplugged, and also about relationships. And I want to thank each of you. Remember that tonight that it only takes a spark to get a fire going. I want to thank you. My name is Esteban Galvan, and we're here tonight at the Love Life Ministry Center at 4 West 43rd Street in New York. And that please be with us next week as we share with you our experience, understanding, and dialogue, focus on growth with a small group on an area of Unplugged leadership. And then that's many issues can come up as we saw tonight. So thank each and every one of you.